Good morning, Level 7A, and welcome back to our online class. How are you doing this morning? Good, I'm doing good too, thank you. Yeah, well, guess what? Today's the end of the week, right? It's what? That's right, it's Friday, July 31st, 2020. And it's also the end of July as well, right? So starting from tomorrow, it will be the first day of August. Okay, so for session 1, we're going to be covering up Writing Bright 1. Today, we're going to be playing a little bit of games, lesson 4, review page 98. But before we go there, let's do a quick lesson review on what we've done so far. Do you remember what we've done so far in our Writing Bright 1? That's right. So we were writing sentences, connecting sentences with and. So why do we need to do that? To make the sentences better, right? Instead of using the same words over and over again, you use the word and. Okay, so for example, she goes to school this morning, she took a bicycle. So you can write, she goes to school with a bicycle, or she goes to school and took her bicycle. Okay? So it's easier to write the sentences with and, connecting it with and, because it's easy, it's understandable, it's less complex. Okay? And it makes more sense in that way. All right? Okay, so for today's class, please open your book to page 98. Now, on page 98, have a look. It's called the food game. Do you know what is a food? What is food? Right, so food, okay, food is something that you eat every day, right? So, game of food. Play rock, scissors, paper to move around the board. Fill your plate, bowl, cup, and glass. If you can reach finish without filling everything, go back to start, continue, try to fill everything. The first person with a full dinner set wins. Okay, so perhaps you have a bowl of soup, you have a plate of pasta, you have a plate of burger, you have a glass of milk, you have a glass of water, you have a cup of tea, okay? So you have all these pictures of plate, bowl, and glass where it says start. All right? Now, then with it, you need to make a sentences. So, for example, if you're rock and paper and starts with soup, if you win, you move one step. Start with soup. Then you make a sentence, soup. I want a bowl of soup for dinner. Okay? Let's have a look at the pictures. So we have soup, pizza, salad, sandwich, vegetables, burger, chicken, spaghetti, rice, orange juice, water, tea, milk. Okay, so with these games, you need to play with 2 people, all right? So whoever can fill up all the plates until the finishing first wins, okay? So in order to win that, you need to win also the rock and paper scissors part as well, okay? So it's very, very easy. Okay, so you can play this at home with your family, with your sibling, with your sisters and your friends, okay? So make sure that each time you have a word, you need to make a sentence out of it as well. Okay, so the example in the purple box down below on your right. So if you hit on a pizza, you say, pizza, I want a plate of pizza for dinner. Okay, so that's very easy, right? Easy peasy. Good. So, this is not much for you anyway, because it's just like games and, getting you to creating sentences with the words and all that, all right? So it's not much there for you, okay? So don't go away, stay put, and we'll continue session 2 in just a moment. Don't go away. Bye-bye for now.
I'm following your lead, I'm following the spirit, don't go in the spirit, I'm busting through the ceiling, busting through the ceiling, busting through the
Okay, welcome back to session 2. Now for session 2, we're going to be covering up Speaking Tutor 1A. Today, we're going to start a new lesson with writing sentences with a subject on page 44. But before we go there, let's do a quick review on what we've done so far. Do you remember what we've done so far? That's right. So far we did about what each person was doing the night before, right? So at 11 o'clock, grandma was, or Sue and Zoe were, okay? So you need to complete all the sentences on page 43, correct? Using the past what? Simple past, okay? Good. Okay, so for today's class, we're going to be completing sentences with verbs in simple past form. Do you remember what is simple past? Right, so simple past are things that talks about the verbs that talks about in the past, okay? Right, so but today we get to do a little bit of history. Are you familiar with the historical events of the 20th century? Do you guys study history in Khmer? I think you guys have history in Khmer too, right? So are you familiar with the historical events of the 20th century? Good, let's read this together. Now, from 1901 to 1950, what important things happened in the half of the 20th century? Okay, so a lot of people were killed. The First World War broke out in 1914, okay, and then for 4 years, okay. It lasts for 4 years, okay. And then the Second World War came in 1939, and then it goes on about until 1945. And then Hitler and Nazi carried out the Holocaust, and they killed over 6 million Jews were killed in that time. It was a very sad timing, the time that the Holocaust started. Now, what exactly is a Holocaust? I will explain to you in some part of the video. I will show you the pictures of the Holocaust. When you think about the Holocaust, it's more like, in Pol Pot, that in our time, well, not my time or your time, but in our parents' time, in our great-grandparents, okay? So there were, a lot of Khmer people were killed under the Khmer Rouge, right, during the Khmer Rouge. So people were killed in big holes of lands and with their eyes blinded. So Holocaust is a little bit similar to the Khmer Rouge regime, okay? So they were killed but except in the Holocaust they were fumed. They put smoke, like poisoning smoke in a room, and then you just die. You die suffocating. But not like in the Pol Pot regime, not under the Khmer Rouge. You were killed. You were blindfolded, and you were, you taken away to like a few kilometers from where you lived, and then you got killed there by an axe or by something with heavy metals, or you were killed in many different styles, different ways. I don't know which one is worse, the Holocaust or the Khmer Rouge. So yeah, it's really sad, and a lot of people were killed. Like 6 million people were killed in the Holocaust when Hitler and the Nazi were in charge, were in command during that time, during the war. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the words in the box. You need to put the words in the box into the sentence. So we have the first word, end, killed, kill, start, last. Okay, number one, the First World War broke out in 1914 and last. Last means it stays for 4 years, okay? It continues on for 4 years, until 4 years. Number two, the Second World War start in 1939 and end and finish, right, in 1945. Hitler and the Nazi carried out the Holocaust. 6 million Jews, okay, Jewish people, okay. Holocaust killed 6 million Jewish people, right? So Holocaust is, yeah, like I said before, it's a sad. If you have time, try and do some research about the Holocaust. There are some pictures which were really scary, but I think it's worth doing a little bit of foreign history aside from your own. Okay, so maybe one day I'll set some work, some quick presentation for you guys to to do and to find out what is Holocaust and who is Hitler and all that. Okay, so he was not a nice. Hitler is compared to Khmer Rouge as well, to Pol Pot also, So yeah, all right. Don't worry about that. I will send out some photos during the video. I will show you some pictures of Hitler and the Nazi, and the pictures of some Holocaust that happened during the war time. Okay, all right.